Hi, this is David from Hair by David, and this is my client Amanda. We're going to be colouring her hair today, doing these lovely roots and putting some blonde highlights through the top area. If you just move in a little bit closer, you can see the base colour is about a base 5, which is a light brown, and we're taking the whole head up to a base 8, which is a light blonde with some blonder streaks through. Quite a lot of grey to cover in the top. I've used this colour before, it covers really well. And well, let's go and mix the colour. Right, starting to mix the colours, I'm using Leighton House colour today. It is an 8-0, which is a light blonde. And I'm also going to using their Alpine Lightener with a 20 volume peroxide. We don't need it too strong. The 20 volume peroxide is also going to go in the colour. In the colour, I'm going to be adding the Kitoko protein additive that will strengthen the hair, and I've found it doesn't water the colour down, it still takes the same time to process. And in the bleach, I like to use the Colourflex. It makes the hair about 4 times stronger. I only ever really use it in lightening products because the lightening products are so much stronger and they do a lot more damage. So let's mix the colour. I always use the bowl and the scales, and I always measure in grams. Don't know the American stuff, so I'm going to be doing 30 millilitres of the Leighton House colour. Just squeeze that into a bowl. I've bought one of those bowls that have got 4 compartments, so I can sort of mix more than one colour at a time instead of running backwards and forwards. Otherwise it's like the mad pharmacy in here, and it's just the mad hairdresser at the moment. Right, then I'm going to be mixing my developer. The developer is 1.5 times the amount of the colour, so it's 30 mils plus another 15, so that should be 45 mils of the developer. So I just press the button, set it back to 0, and take it up to 45. If it goes a little bit over, not such a problem. Now for every 50 mils of colour, it is 1 pump of the protein additive. So there is 1 pump. Right, now I'm going to be doing the bleach. The bleach mixture was all in ounces because it is American and I'm English. So I have converted it all. And for every 30 millilitres of bleach product, or of lightener product, it is 3 droppers, which is going to be 3 mils. So I'm actually going to do my lightener in there, which is about 31 grams. So I'm going to mix my developer with it now. Let's just move everything out of the way. Mix the developer. I like quite a nice thick consistency. I don't like my lightener too runny. I also use a balloon whisk. I found mixing with a balloon whisk, you get a much better mixture, and you don't mess your brushes up, which is a good thing. You do find if you mix all your colours with brushes, the bristles just seem to disintegrate into funny shapes, and it just makes it more difficult to put an actual colour on. So right, that's that mixed. Then we need the Colourflex, which is that bottle there, and right, I'm going to use 1, 2, 3 droppers, and then you mix that into the colour and mix it into your nice smooth consistency. That is about the consistency. Like, I might just add a tiny bit more developer. It's a little bit on the thick side for me. And that's it. Colours are all mixed. I'll see you back in the salon. Yep. Right, let's start with the highlights. I'm just going to do this top section and a few maybe extras through the front because I find it quite face framing, especially after we've cut it and the style we're going to be doing. So let's put in our first couple of highlights. I'm going to do woven highlights because sliced ones on here this short just tend to look very clumpy and we want them to actually look quite natural. So if we put our first one here, and I don't have a pattern as such, I'm just going to place them in a random pattern so they don't look, we don't want them to look uniform. We want Amanda's hair to look very natural when it's done. So that's my first one placed there. Let's do another one. Let's do another one under there. Let's take a thin section. And we'll place another one there. I always use foil. I'm not too keen on meshes and the foam ones. I just find foil easy to control. Obviously you don't go too close to the root because we are going to be tinting that anyway. But as the bleach gets warm in the foil, it'll heat up and expand, and we don't want it expanding onto the root and creating blotches. And then let's do one in the front where we're going to be framing Amanda's face. So we'll put one more here. One more here. Right. There we go, this is our third one, and we'll do a few more through the top. Right, we finished putting in the highlights. I've done about 20 pieces of foil, so it should look natural, very randomly placed. Now what we're going to do is the colour that I mixed earlier on. This is all going to go on the roots. Then we'll process it for 30 to 45 minutes. We don't want the blonde too blonde. We want it to look really nice and natural. And applying, what I normally do is just go straight in to the roots. Make sure you hold your fingers down on the foil, otherwise you'll find the brush will drag the foil down and then your highlights will be short. Because don't forget, after this I've still got to cut it, and if the lightener drags down too far to the ends, then we are going to be cutting off all the work we've done, which we don't want. So I'm going to apply this to the roots like so. I'm not too sort of fussed if it goes right through to the ends because we are going to be trimming enough off to cut off the old colour. So I'm going to be doing the whole head while my cameraman is going to be sitting down relaxing, and we'll come back later when I'm going to remove the colour. The colour's all finished now. We've done the root colour, the silver foil's still there. We've gone all through. Some places I've taken it right through and some I haven't. Like I said, like the ends there, I am going to be taking the ends off. But if it's still a bit lighter on the ends, I just think it looks a lot more natural. I don't think any colour should be just a block colour all the way through. Nobody's hair is the same colour all the way through. It changes colour. So that's all done. The roots are all done. So give it about a half an hour and we'll take it all off. Right, it's been about 40 minutes and the colour looks pretty good. Looks as though it's processed. All the necessaries have been covered. And we can now rinse it off. Right, the colour's now been washed off. You can see the highlights through there, and you can't see the grey hair anymore. And now I'm going to use the second phase of the Colourflex, which is that seals in the colour, gives it a lovely shine and makes the hair even stronger. That is about the amount of Colourflex that you use. I'm going to smooth this through the hair, and I'm going to cut the hair with it on and then rinse it off when I've finished. It should stay on for a maximum of about 10 minutes. And we've finished. You can see the highlights. They blend in quite nicely with the colour, so they look pretty natural. Obviously the routage has been covered, so that is no longer there. The Colourflex that we left on for 10 minutes has given it an absolutely lovely shine, and the colours come out pretty good. There we go, all finished. Thank you very much.